deal with this? Can one stone block change the way we view human history? Yes. This is the biggest shaped stone block on the planet. It's located in eastern Lebanon, in Baalbek. Tens of them like this. This particular one is 1,250 tons in weight. The American corporation Bechtel, American Corps of Engineers, have equipment to move 350 tons at one time. 350, 1,200 tons. 4 times heavier. If you want to find the proof about the more advanced ancient civilizations, we don't need to go metaphysical. This is a physical proof of such more advanced civilization. Machu Picchu, eastern Peru, the place where Andes and Amazon meets. We think that we know everything about this location. You take any book, history, textbook, encyclopedia, go to internet, everyone claims the same thing. It was a royal retreat for Incas. Every book said that, except for one, mine. 1536, the Spanish conquerors conquered the Inca civilization. Besides all the bad stuff they did, genocide, cultural side, they did one good thing. They were writing everything in their chronicles. And they are saying, Incas were primitive. They did not have tools to shape megalithic blocks. They did not have transportation to move those megalithic blocks. Well, when you look at the site, you can see 4 distinctive civilizations. The first one with the blocks that would reach 250 tons. The mass is not the only problem. The second problem is that the chemical analysis has shown that this material is nowhere to find in 120 miles radius. The closest quarry is in Bolivia. For those of you who went there, you know that the Machu Picchu is 12,000 feet above the sea level. Very remote area. No roads, even today. They got the train from 1960 for tourists. So who was moving 250 tons from Bolivia to the top of the mountains? The second civilization, blocks are a little bit smaller, tens of tons, but as you can see, they perfectly fit each other. No binding material. But after thousands of years and so many earthquakes, they fit each other so well that you cannot swipe your credit card between them. The third civilization, we can see the blocks almost the same in size and dimensions. Now that's our logic. We build a factory, we produce millions of blocks, we buy them, and then we build our palaces and homes. Thousands of years pass by. And then Incas in 12th century rediscovered the lost city in Andes. And they took those small stones. They make separations between those huge walls. They made little rooms, primitive roofs, and that's where they were bringing their royals. Now, who were the original builders? Let's rotate the photo of the city. Here's the city. When we rotate for 9 degrees, and when we look at the landscape, and 3 mountains, we will see the face, the nose, the lips, the cheek, the eyes. A most beautiful and calm face ever. Somebody was able to terraform the mountains and leave the message how they looked like and that they were facing the universe. Eastern Peru, Ollantaytambo, 6 blocks made from material called rhyolite. Rhyolite is reddish volcanic stone. 6 blocks, 600 tons. The closest quarry, again, Bolivia, 100 miles away. 600 tons. Back to the Bosnian pyramids, the Terrace on the Moon pyramid. Beautiful tiles, like those Italian tiles in our bathrooms. Step, 21 feet away, another step. 21 feet away, another step. When you have the same distances, you got the plan. Another terrace, tile, 6 shaped sides, another one, another one, another one, binding material between them. Top of the Moon pyramid, we removed 3 foot of soil and exposed the terraces, the first one, the second one, the third one. Then we cut the hole and let's see who did we find in the hole. The first row of blocks, layer of clay, 4 inches of clay. Clay was used as a binder. The second row, layer of clay, 4 inches. The third row, layer of clay. The ancients were wise. They knew properties of natural construction materials. They knew for the clay that it was excellent not only as a binder, but it was waterproof, it was good thermal insulation, and then it would give flexibility to the construction. The construction does not collapse. In a case of earthquakes, it moves, it breathes, and then it goes back. The terraces on the Moon pyramid. The large size, the medium size, the small size. Large, medium, small. Large, medium, small. In between, clay. Clay was used in huge quantities as a construction material in this case. So what we have here is a golden ratio. The geologists are attacking us saying, oh, it's all natural, it's natural sedimentation. They don't realize that the clay was used as a construction material in the case of all Chinese pyramids. When they stripped one of them of soil and wood, they realized that 90% is a clay. And even in underground tunnels, 80% is a clay and the rest bricks and sandstone. The German archaeologists from Kiel were investigating close by the site, and they discovered in the cultural layer 6,000 to 7,000 years before present a nice ceramic pyramid, 4-sided pyramid, plateau on the top. Even the ornaments were pyramids. Now, this is an artistic product. We know that because they are very fine ceramic walls. So, according to them, 6,500 years old. Well, that can be artistic product. That's the first option. The second one, that even during those times, thousands of tourists were coming to Bosnia, so this was the first Bosnian souvenir.
Made in China.
One of the sites, 3.5 feet below the layers of soil on the pavement, we found this beautiful sandstone foot with the 5 toes. Now, it matches the shoe size of number 8. Number 8 is women's size. It's not man's size. But for some, it is a proof that Bosnian pyramids were built by the women. A lot more pieces like this one that perfectly fits in the hand. Maybe this was the first Bosnian boomerang. Interesting sandstone pieces with the ridges in the, probably part of the bigger, larger object. Looks like a knife. Ceramics. We can see several cultural layers on our sides. Beautiful piece with the two different types of stones, maybe amulet found on the Bosnian Pyramid of the Dragon. 2008, we organized the first international scientific conference on Bosnian pyramids. 55 scientists from 15 countries, from Egypt, China, Saudi, from Poland, Russia, UK, Austria, Croatia, Bosnia. Those scientists concluded that the Bosnian pyramids were an archaeological site, not geological, not natural. Unfortunately, it's 2008. The boycott of the project in the media already started. In 2006, when we discovered those first concrete blocks, Associated Press sent their journalists in Sarajevo. They took the photos, they sent the word to the world saying that the first proofs of Bosnian pyramids were unearthed. Of course, it was Associated Press. Everybody took the news, from CNN, ABC, all the magazines and newspapers. The very next day, American Archaeological Society wrote a letter to Associated Press headquarters in New York, asking them not to write about the Bosnian pyramids because they are fake, they are all natural. From their headquarters, they are sending email to their journalists in Sarajevo, threatening that lady not to write about the pyramids anymore. The same things happened to France Press and Reuters. And from that day on, we were not in the mainstream media anymore. So this gathering, which would otherwise be all over the planet, nobody mentioned a word about them. But independent scholars, like triple PhD from Egypt, Dr. Nabil Selam, the guy who discovered 4 pyramids in Egypt. They were coming 2 seasons and they were saying that the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is the biggest in the world. Until he was threatened that he is going to lose his retirement. Dr. Ezra Zubrov of Buffalo State University, archaeologist, he visited the site. He gave an interviews for TVs, magazines, saying that you need to find out who built the Bosnian pyramids, when they were built. He was very impressed. We put his statement on YouTube. Came back to States. His colleagues attacked him. And then he disassociated himself from the project, saying, I didn't say that, I didn't really mean that. 2011, September, 27 scientists, the second international scientific conference, independent scholars from several scientific disciplines concluded this is a globally important project. Those pyramids will change our human history because of the age and its existence. So, after 5 years of investigation, we got proof that this is indeed construction complex. Now, we don't intend to spend another 100 years trying to convince everyone that we have pyramids in Bosnia. We need to move on. We need to find out what was the purpose of those pyramids. Archaeologists cannot help us anymore. Geologists also. Construction engineers are architects, not anymore. We need help from experts on energy phenomena. Physicist, electrical engineer. Dr. Mizrak from Zagreb, Croatia, PhD in physics, came with his team and the instruments, and he was measuring the frequencies, electromagnetic fields, in the range of hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, gigahertz. He was checking the valley first, the natural hills, and then the pyramids. He was going around the pyramid of the sun. He could not find any anomaly until he got on the very top of the pyramid. At the center of the plateau, the radius of 13 feet, when he get in there, he was able to detect electromagnetic field. He get out of the circle, no detection. He goes back, he detects this energy phenomena. What does it mean? It means that electromagnetic field does not go left and right, but it goes up. He measured the strength of 28 kilohertz. That's something that Mother Nature does not make. It's produced by machine. These results were independently confirmed by the Serbian engineer Goran Marjanović, who did confirm this frequency of 28 kilohertz on the top of the Sun Pyramid. So, the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is not just a construction, but it also generates this focused energy beam going through the very top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. Not to the left, not to the right, just through the very top. Now, we wanted to see the strength of the signal. So we placed our instruments on the top, on the surface. And then we lift it up for 10 feet. And then we lift it for another 10 feet. Every time we went up, the strength of the signal was getting stronger and stronger. So now, physicists could not believe their eyes. They said, well, in physics, natural laws, and our technology, which we called Hertzian technology, we learned about the phenomena when you are closer to the source, the signal is stronger. You move away, the signal is weaker. But here in Bosnia, everything is different. So we have something that we can call non-Hertzian phenomena or non-Hertzian technology. We don't have that technology in the 21st century. However, the guy who was born 150 miles from here to the west was experimenting with that type of technology, 1899 and 1900. And his name was Nikola Tesla. In his lab in Colorado Springs, he constructed what is today known as Tesla's coil. He was producing the energy beam, and he was able to send it wirelessly from one end of his lab to another one, 55 feet away. And he was able to lit up the light bulbs, even if they were burned with this type of energy. And just before they are going to burn down his lab, he did the last experiment. He sent the energy beam to the ionosphere around our planet, the energy shield. It got reflected, it was coming back much stronger, non-Hertzian phenomena. And then he was able to lit up all 20,000 homes in Colorado Springs, proving that the free energy was possible. Unlimited quantities of energy. Wireless transportation. And you are not losing the energy during the way, but you are getting more energy. Now, 110 years ago, was the corporation accepted that invention? Of course not. What they were going to do with the free energy? Who are they going to sell the free energy? What is our society based on? On profit. How are you going to make profit with free energy? So for them it was much more profitable to build very expensive hydro power plants, thermal power plants, nowadays nuclear power plants. But with the free energy, you would get the first pillar of the free society. And the second pillar is the free flow of knowledge, of information. With those two pillars, you have a base for free women and free men. Professor Paolo De Bertolis, University of Trieste, Italy. He was detecting and measuring other energy phenomena on the top of the Bosnian pyramid of the sun. This time it was ultrasound. Ultrasound is the vibrational phenomenon. We can hear in the range from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Everything above 20 kHz is called ultrasound. We cannot hear, but it does exist. Everything below 20 Hz is called infrasound. We cannot hear, it does exist. Our planet vibrates at 6 Hz. The pyramid vibrates at 7 Hz. And the ultrasound, we were able to detect and measure the ultrasound in a range from 28 to 32 kHz. So, he did detect it with what he called compounder. And then he converted it to something that we can hear. 8 kHz. So, for the first time, we will be able to hear how one pyramid speaks. Looks like somebody was trying to send a fax. Or they were sending us some other messages. Now, we converted this signal to the piano tunes. So let's see how it would look like on piano. That was 2011. And then we are doing more recording, 2012, March and April. And this will be the new recording. Some of you who were at my previous presentation in Dallas did not hear this. So again, we recorded what we now called the ultrasound beam. We also noticed that with the weather, this ultrasound beam gets a little bit different during the winter and during the summer. As you can see, in Bosnia, it's so different that our pyramids speak, play piano, send faxes, send messages. These are the instruments that we used.
What did it say? It's possible to translate. Oh, what did it say? The slide before?
Well, it says that we just changed the instrumentation from 2011 to 2012. What we did, we used the mics directly. We just cleaned from the other sounds. Okay, I'll move. Now, what we notice on this illustration, we can see graphically how the ultrasound is produced, and we can see 5 blocks, and they are very regular. So it's seen that it is continuous and regular. When you have something like that, it has to be produced by the machine. So this is the regularity of those blocks. Now, we have checked the hills in the area of Visoko, and that regularity we could not find anywhere. And then what we did, we compared it with the hills or mountains that are pyramidal in shape, like the one over here. It's called Monte Pavione in Italy. It has clear pyramidal shape. So we did record the sound, and again, no regularity. So this is another very strong proof that we have something artificial in origin, but not only that, it produces certain energy phenomena very regularly. So the teams of independent scholars from Finland, from Italy, from Croatia, from Greece, and other countries keep coming to Bosnia investigating those phenomena. Because ultrasound is extremely important. One of the people who realized that was Dr. Royal Rife. In 1931, he invented the microscope. And for the first time, someone was able to see live viruses. This is the structure of the viruses. Incidentally, they have a shape of pyramid. Now, of course, the microbes, that includes viruses and bacteria and some bad cells, organisms, they are the base of all our diseases, including cancer. Now, Dr. Rife not only invented the microscope, but also he invented the machine to produce the ultrasound. And then he was checking the effects of different frequencies on viruses. And then he was able to find the frequency that kills viruses and do no harm on our body. In 1934, he challenged the leading medical authorities in the US, and they sent him, 25 of them, doctors, PhDs from different cities in the US. They sent him 50 terminally ill patients from cancer. They came to his lab. He exposed them to his machine. In 2 weeks, 86% of them were cured. The remaining 40%, he was playing some more with different frequencies. And very soon, the success rate was 100%. Those doctors could not believe, but they were direct witness to the experiment. Soon after, American Medical Association is coming to Rife's lab, and he received an offer he could not refuse. But he did refuse it. Millions of dollars at that time for his machines. After his refusal, somehow his lab got burned down and his 5 machines were stolen. In a few years, by 1939, his work was banned. It was illegal. So he died very unhappy man. And even today, when you find companies who start producing those instruments that produce ultrasound, and even when they figure out the exact frequencies that kill the fungus, that kill bacteria and viruses, that kill worms, that kill ticks and parasites, they are banned and proclaimed illegal in Europe and the US. Now, from the last time, from 3 weeks ago, I told you that we are going to do an experiment on the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. Now, we have recorded that the pyramid produces electromagnetic fields and the ultrasound. So we wanted to see what's going to happen when we produce and emit those fields to the pyramid. And that's exactly what happened. We brought about 600 pounds of equipment, installed it on the top of the Sun pyramid, emit to the pyramids electromagnetic fields of the same frequency that the pyramid was producing, and the ultrasound of the same frequency that the pyramid was producing. We wanted to see the reaction. Now, since we knew the strength of the signal that was coming from the pyramid, we were able to calculate the signal we're going to go get back from the pyramid. In the strength, it would be like 0.9 volts. For 2 days, or exactly 54 hours, we were emitting the signals, we were recording everything. And the first preliminary results are telling us that the pyramid talked back to us over 3 times stronger than what we expected. So the pyramid is not a natural formation, but it is not a machine either.